What's up, you guys? I hope you all are enjoying yourselves. Now, lots of people have been really going like insane over what to watch on Netflix lately. And who could blame them? There's a lot of interesting content that happens to be on that famous streaming service. And the movie that I'm going to be talking about today is a movie that's been on the top 10 Netflix charts lately. And that movie is We Can Be Heroes. Now, if you don't know what We Can Be Heroes is, it's basically like a standalone sequel to those of y'all who grew up watching Spy Kids and The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl like I did when I was a kid. Like, that's pretty much why I know who Robert Rodriguez is. And I've seen that movie twice on Netflix. And while I thought it was pretty good for the most part, I did start coming up with some ideas on what I think should be in the next We Can Be Heroes movie. So, number 1, give the adult heroics team members more screen time. Now, in this movie, it looked more like they were focusing more on the kids than the adults. And I think a lot of people were disappointed with the fact that the adults took more of a backseat role when it came to it, especially with the fact that Taylor Lautner, who played Sharkboy in the original one, did not even appear at all in this one. And apparently I saw an interview where Robert Rodriguez said that even if he did take the role of Sharkboy in this movie, he was still not going to really have any lines and keep himself like incognito or something. He wanted him to be like Batman, basically. But you never know. We might just see that hunkalicious werewolf come back for this next one. I was really happy, though, when I saw Taylor Dooley come back as Lavagirl, especially since she's been, like, my absolute favorite character from that movie since I very first saw that movie at age 12 back in the summer of 2005 when it first came out. So I was still happy that I got to see that awesome pink hair of hers again and hear her say a couple of lines here and there and also bring back some of that empathetic side that it looked like she had with her. Which leads me to my second idea. I personally think it would be great if the personalities of the other adult heroics that we were introduced to, like, if their personalities could be developed a little bit more. Like, we all know who Sharkboy and Lavagirl are, and we were introduced to the Morenos, particularly Missy, Marcus, and Anita, but I think it would be great if, like, some of the other heroics personalities came out, like, what makes Red Lightning Fury like this, or why is Mrs. Vox like that? You know, stuff like that. Another idea that I have is maybe the producers or the writers could come up with origin stories for Lavagirl and some of the other brand new heroics we were introduced to. But we already know, like, what happened to Sharkboy in the original movie. You know, if you remember watching it, he was separated from his father when a tropical storm like blew away his laboratory, and that was pretty much why he ended up being kind of raised by the sharks alone. And not to mention, I think it would be really cool if a We Can Be Heroes movie answered the question of whether or not Sharkboy ever did get to reunite with his father again. Another question that I really want the answer to is whether or not Miracle Guy is really Max from the original movie. Because somehow, some way, I think I read some comments where some fans were saying that Miracle Guy reminded them of Max in a way. But we all know that Miracle Guy was actually played by Boyd Holbrook and not Caden Boyd like the original one. So if Robert Rodriguez could answer this question, if he happens to ever see this video, then I think I would really appreciate that a lot, along with other fans of his. I was thinking that maybe at the beginning they could show some flashback scenes based on how the heroics became a team in the first place. Like, you all remember when Sharkboy and Lavagirl, like, were walking down the beach pretty much at the end of the original movie where we were first introduced. I was thinking that maybe they can do, like, a bit of a reenactment of that scene along with what the other heroics were like when they were kids, like Blinding Fast and Techno and Mrs. Fox and Red Lightning Fury and a few of the others that we were first introduced to, like, and also see how Anita Moreno, like, trained them in the first place, like she mentioned in the very first We Can Be Heroes movie. So I think that would be really interesting. Another idea that I had was that what if the kid and adult heroics actually, like, team up or split up and go on missions together. Like, I was thinking that maybe Lavagirl and Guppy could go on a mission with Mrs. Fox and Acapella. Now, why did I choose for those girls to team up? Well, if you looked closely at the first We Can Be Heroes movie, it looked like Acapella was kind of like a big sister figure for Guppy in the first one, and I thought that was actually kind of cute. And also, I saw on Instagram that it looked like the actresses who played Lavagirl and Mrs. Fox, Taylor Dooley and Haley Reinhart, it actually looked like they got along really well behind the scenes. So I don't know. I guess I really want to see scenes with them together somehow. Like, if anybody in the Robert Rodriguez world is listening, then I think that would be a really interesting scenario. So, yeah. Another idea that I had was, what if one of the kids had a dilemma in some way and one of the adults came over and just kind of taught them, like, little basic techniques on how to get over it, or like some other random scenario. Like, one that I was thinking of was if Missy kind of started feeling kind of left out just because her mom passed away and she sees the other girls with their moms, and then she gets upset and somebody like Lavagirl or Mrs. Fox or Red Lightning Fury, like, checks on her and they end up having a bit of a heart-to-heart conversation. So I think that would be, like, an interesting little scenario that happened, you know, if they're looking for, like, a relatable scene, you know, for other girls that have felt that way. So that's what I'm thinking. I was also thinking that maybe they can give some of the heroics some secret headquarters. Like, so far I've been brainstorming some ideas on what could be in Lavagirl's secret headquarters. And I'm actually still working on it right now, as a matter of fact. Whenever I get finished drawing that, then maybe I'll make a video about it and post it right here to YouTube if I ever get finished. So I was also thinking that some of the heroics can even be given, like, real names. Like, you know how Superman's real name is Clark Kent and Spider-Man's real name is Peter Parker? Well, what if some of the kids, like Noodles, for example, had a cooler first name, like Chad or something, and somebody who's, like, wicked cool, like Wild Card, had actually a dorky real name, like, well, like Sheldon or Walter. Sorry that I stuttered a little bit on that one, but yeah, that might be a good idea you guys could throw in there. Also, another idea in which you can maybe develop more of Guppy's superpowers is maybe if she goes into a shark frenzy, I think it would be a little more believable if she actually had shark teeth, like Taylor Lautner did when he went into a shark frenzy in the original Sharkboy and Lavagirl movie. Oh yeah, and then probably my last idea that I have is, well, if Guppy doesn't develop lava powers like her mother, Lavagirl, then what if they gave her, like, a brother or a sister who did? I don't know. The possibilities are endless for what other superpowers that other kids could have. Probably my biggest dream at this point is for maybe Robert Rodriguez to see this somehow and he offers me a job on the next We Can Be Heroes movie. Like, I don't know. Maybe if he thinks my ideas on this are, like, really cool and if this video happened to go viral somehow. You never know. But even if that doesn't end up happening, then maybe it would still be cool if at least one or some of my ideas that I mentioned in this video end up being used in the next We Can Be Heroes movie in one way or another. Until then, see y'all next time!